Hello, my friends. Welcome back into the living room. You have discovered the living room guitarist, hopefully multiple times now. Thank you so much. We've had some great guests recently. Looking forward to featuring you as a guest. If you'd like to do that, let's go. livingroomguitarist@gmail.com. Love to have you on the show featuring your living room material, the stuff that you've been kind of messing with for a long time, not sure what to do with, little tunes and riffs and progressions and ideas for songs, little unstructured jams and whatnot. We all create our own stuff that all that's kind of living in some form of development. We'd love to have collaboration from non-judgmental friends that we just sort of hang out with and swap ideas and trade back and forth, inspire each other, challenge each other. It's a lot of fun just to play this instrument. It's all about our passion for music and this instrument, regardless of things like skill level or experience, whatever. We're not trying to be pros. We're not looking to be, sensations and rock stars or all that. We're just, regular folks who like to play guitar. But again, even pros have their living room material that they really don't share because it's just their own stuff. So that's perfectly welcome here too. So we've had a guest recently. Raquel was with us a few episodes ago, and she was gracious and wonderful, and came in and shared just the kind of the roots of a song that could develop based on. If you saw, I think it was episode 14. She came in and she was telling us about a friend of hers that had given her a poem and said, could you write some music to this? And she was sharing, okay, all right, I'm looking at these words, what am I hearing? And she just kind of was landed around variations of just an open D chord here. And so go back and look at episode 14, just to kind of the beginning of something, and she was asking us, all right, where can I go with this? All right, this is just what I'm hearing. Where does it go from here? So Raquel, I've been obsessing over this for some reason. Here I am. We're going to have to explain this at some point. Here I am, a total classic rock and 80s new wave guy, and all of a sudden I'm England Dan and John Ford freaking Coley. What I started coming up with all this sentimental crap. But anyway, well, that's another therapist couch. And anyway, so here we are. I took a lot of liberties with Raquel's tune, and maybe you have too. When you saw the episode, you thought, okay, I'll start there. But if you did, please submit it to us. We'd love to feature your living room material or whatever you've done with music from a previous episode, anything like that. So again, it's livingroomguitarist@gmail.com. So going back to Raquel's tune, she started it with just a D here, just kind of picking it out, just arpeggiating an open D in position 2 here. And just changing a bass note. And going to a C. Sort of stopped there and thought, all right, that's my beginning. Where does it go from here? Well, again, I took a heck of a lot of liberties with it. And then again, I'm just using my pick here. I'm finger picking. I don't know, I'd have to plug this in to make that work, but I went a little nuts with it. I was thinking about it. Maybe you've heard of this book. There was a book that came out years and years ago. It's by a guy named Alan Holdsworth. It was called Reaching for the Uncommon Chord. And I have to admit, I've never seen it, I've never read it. I just remember hearing about it long time ago, and I just liked the idea, this whole concept of the uncommon chord. And so I was thinking about this tune that Raquel presented to us, and I'm thinking, you know what, this is just screaming for the uncommon chord. So what happened here? This is what I do. Again, I'm using my pick, and so I took a lot of liberties with this, a little creative license. And Raquel, it probably has nothing to do with what you were conceiving of this song and what it would sound like with whatever poetry you wrote. But I will submit it just because it was just kind of fun to play and create. So I started here on this D, and I changed the picking pattern a little bit and made a few adjustments here, and then I went in a totally different direction. But let's see if I can pick this out competently here, but I invite you to try it too. that direction with it. You know, it gave it sort of a Lisa Loeb-ish kind of feel all of a sudden, but you know, just some uncommon chords there to kind of continue what Raquel had presented to us and started. And again, don't know if that's the direction you want to go, but I thought there are a lot of possibilities with that. So I just kind of changed the picking pattern a little bit that was presented just to make it more pick friendly. And I took you know, a little creative license and changed some of the ideas on the G chord that she was using. But again, it starts on this just arpeggiated open D. You're not hitting the bottom string. You're not, you know, playing the full D here with the 3 fingers. You're just leaving that E string open to ring and just picking out the D on the bottom 4 strings here. Change the bass note to the C, and then change the bass note to the B. Again. Go to an open C, pick it out, then to a G and pick that out, back to a C, and then here's where I kind of went sideways a little bit. I hit that that G note up here. And then I'm just going to do a 3rd fret 2nd string up to the 1st fret 2nd string up. See how I do that? Just kind of give it a little extra different kind of flavor here. Instead of just strumming a G or picking a straight G, I just sort of left it sort of open and then back to that C. And then I'm not going to do a full G because I'm not going to hit that bottom string. I'm going to do this 2nd fret or 3rd fret 1st string, and then 3rd fret 2nd string up. And then I'm just going to walk it up to 5 on those 2 strings, 7, 8, and then on that 8 I can pluck those 2 bottom, the 2 strings here, 2nd and 3rd string up together. So it's 3rd fret, just kind of pick that up, and then I come into this alternate version of a D chord here. So I bar those bottom 3 strings on the 2nd fret, and I bring my pinky down to the bottom string on the 5th fret, and I hit the 4 bottom strings and a little variation of a D. So I'm strumming that, or you can pick it if you're a finger picker, or just use the pick. But strumming sounds nice too. Come into this other G, so you know, instead of hitting that 3rd fret bass note, I'm just hitting the 2nd fret 2nd string down that B, so it's this version of a G. Alright, so this D here, and then I'm just going back from that 3rd fret 1st string to that 2nd fret. I'm just putting my middle finger on the 1st string of the 2nd fret, so I get this pretty sound. Okay, so here we go. Then I'm just coming to a straight D chord, but I'm going to hammer on that 3rd fret, 1st string, and then just pull it off, and then come into a different variation of a C9. Or maybe you can even call it D with a C bass note. It's, who cares? Let's not get lost in the weeds. But so just a little hammer-on pull-off around that D on that 3rd fret, and come up to this note here, this chord here, which is again third fret 2nd string down, and 3rd fret 2nd string up. Pull off from that D. So it goes like this again. And there are other places you can go from there too. I just came and just walked up a D, 2nd fret, 3rd fret, 4 and 5, 7 and 8, and then I come back back to this note here on the 8th fret. So that's C. And just walk it back. Okay, so different possibilities. If you want to come back to that open D, and you can go back to that C and G combo. Other ways to walk it up from there. I don't know, a lot of little possibilities, but I was just kind of noodling around with it and seeing what I could develop. But that's where I went from that tune, from episode 14 that Raquel presented to us. So put your creative spin on it. Get out your guitar, get some inspiration going, get your creative juices flowing, and see what's possible for this tune. And then we will love it if you would submit it back to us, livingroomguitarist@gmail.com. And please subscribe to the show, and please get your butt in here and be a guest on the show. We'd love to feature you. This is not about me, it's about all of us who just like to play this instrument because we love to play. It's our passion. So thanks so much for joining us. We'll see you next time on the Living Room Guitarist.